Hi.
Hi.
I just want to thank Roman so much for helping me fully embrace my role as a dog parent. I feel more comfortable in that role now. I feel much more connected with my dogs in that role. Roman's given me the tools that I need to really key in on my dog's behavior and be more in tune with their needs and how they're feeling and to be more responsive to them. So it's really helped me be a much better resource and just a better dog parent. I don't know how else to put it. So thank you, Roman. I really appreciate everything you've done and the tools that you've given me. Thanks.
So the question is, how do you like the class?
I really enjoyed it. I think part of the reason that I wanted to do this is because I have a very strong animal background, not a lot of dog work, and it is a different way of approaching things, and some of the things I've tried in the past haven't worked, so I really like new perspectives and I like learning different ways to do things, and I feel like a lot of the tools that we gained in this class are going to be super helpful with fostering, because they are problem dogs a lot of the times. You know, they have issues, and I think that a lot of what we learned here helps us to create that connection that they need and how to best serve them to get that right job so that they can move on to that final forever home, and hopefully in all cases. And that's been very helpful to me, because it's made me look at me and be like, okay, what is it that I'm doing that I need to fix so that I can better help these dogs? It's not how do I fix the dog, it's how do I fix how I'm approaching things. And I think that a lot of people don't want to hear that and don't want to see that, and it's been very nice because it's not, none of this was you're doing things wrong. It's you're looking at it the wrong way, let's give you a different perspective, and that to me is very helpful.
Have you done other classes before?
I'm an animal science major, and I worked in zoos for 4 years.
Good.
So I did a lot of behavior modification and conditioning training, like classical conditioning training. And I think it's so funny when you talk about the trading thing, because that was the most important thing that we taught all of our great apes, was how to trade, because people would drop things in their exhibits and we could get back children's shoes or sunglasses or whatever it was that got dropped by offering them a higher value reward. And so I never thought about doing that with dogs. Like, that wasn't something that I would have thought about, and then you were like, oh no, it works just great with them as well. And it's like, oh, how could I not have seen this? Like, why did I not put two and two together? So I have done other classes, but they didn't always give me what I needed, or they didn't set me up to do what I'm doing now.
So what do you see is different between classic dog training class and holistic dog training? What do you see
Holistic
different?
dog training, I think there's a lot of differences. I think one of the biggest ones that I notice is giving the dog choices. Giving them the options to make the right decision and working with them rather than making them work for you. Because if they don't have the motivation, or if they don't have the resources, they're not going to be able to effectively work with you. And that's what you want. You want them to work with you, not for you. Because who wants to work for a boss that's micromanaging every single movement that you do? Nobody wants to. You want a boss that's going to give you, this is your task, complete this task, and you do it the best way that you know, and they come back and say, that's a good choice, but here's a better one. Let's see if this is a better one. Let's work like that. So
I like the option doing a hybrid class, online and hands-on.
I liked it. I definitely like the hands-on a little bit better, but there is some information. There's a lot of information that you gave to us on the online class that I don't have a lot of time in the world, you know? So it's nice to me to be able to go back and review those videos and take them at my own pace, and it would have been better if I could have done more of them live, so I could have gotten some of my questions answered, but to me it's very helpful to go back and say, okay, I know that he talked about this, let me see if I can find it in the video, or I don't have time at 8 o'clock tonight, but at 10 I can sit down and I can watch it. So
what do you do with your certificate now? What would you do with your certificate now?
foster as many dogs as possible. Like, look at what I can do. I am so happy. I don't think I'll do anything with it besides, you know, stick it on the wall and say, hey, I did it, and use the information to take in some of the dogs that maybe not everyone else can handle or have problems that need a different approach.
Do you feel you added something to your toolbox?
Yes, definitely. I definitely do. I think that I looked at a lot of things as the dog's problem, and I'm taking in these problem dogs, and they don't have a problem. They just don't have the right job, and they don't have the right tools in their box. And I think that having taken this class, I have better tools in my box now to say, you're not a problem dog. You and I can work together on this, but I need to be willing to see that some of it's coming from me, and I need to help you with my tools.
Awesome. Thank you for being in the class.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
So how was your experience here, Gina?
Oh, it was great. It was very, very eye-opening. Just kind of a different learning experience and training method than what I had learned before. And just really working on how to build that relationship better with your dog, and instead of being such a kind of overbearing or demanding, actually building that relationship where your dog wants to work with you and wants to please you. And just kind of understanding my dog better and how the signs and communication that they're giving me and how to read that and then respond appropriately.
What's the most important thing you took from the class?
To be more in tune with my dog and what they're telling me. I think it was so much of, this is what I want you to do and why aren't you doing this before, and now it's just kind of that better communication between myself and the dog with both of our body languages and just the communication and how we work together.
How can you apply what you learned here?
How can what?
How can you apply?
Oh gosh, I apply it every time I interact with my dog, I think. Yeah, everything from kind of my behavior and my excitement and tone and everything that I do, and watching how they respond to that, and then adjusting accordingly depending on what we're doing.
So could you use that at your home as well, what you learned here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And I am. Yeah. Hope I make sure I keep doing it to keep that relationship.
Do you think it's a good thing to follow follow-up classes?
For follow-up classes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would love some follow-up classes. I think it's just one of those that it's always good to kind of relearn this information and just make sure that what I am doing is still working, or if there's any new things to be learned or to work on. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Thank
you so much. No, you and Barbara, this was wonderful. So I can't thank you enough.
Bye-bye.
Bye.